Welcome back to Art of Tiny Living. Oops, cheat clamp. Anyway, so this is segment 8 of Fuck It or Fix It. Yes, this is the same enclosed trailer. What we're doing here is reforming a piece of flange that'll go over the second fender. Putting just a nice subtle bend in it because of the way that the frame and the old part of the old fender and the ribbing and everything kind of met. Most of this had to be kind of like engineered to kind of fit as we process through it. Visually, they look pretty much the same. Are they exactly the same? Absolutely not. Well, this one will even flip over just because the other side is the exact same thing. But it was just good to make sure it fit in the same spot. Didn't matter which way we put it. And we'll mark it, and we'll put some more cuts into it, and get into the next part of the process. Yeah, I bet he used to play house with you. So we're patching a hole. Using a piece of 13.5 inch, the same stuff we used on the side door. Had a couple feet of it left over, so we're going to fix up and cover up some places that needed some help. You'll see another one towards the front later, which also will include another piece of the 6-inch tin as well. The joys of riveting. All of our riveting that day, we went through 148 rivets. Oh yeah, good fun. Anybody who's had the 1/2 inch by 3/16 rivets know that, yeah, they're a lot of fun. So here we are working on the very first side, putting in that 6-inch piece. These are going to go up and back around the fender and try to make everything look a little bit more uniform. This section was kind of tough because a lot of the bottom is rusted and broke away, so we're trying to form it and just find just that perfect white line where we have enough material to sink rivets into, as well as making everything look nice and linear. It's going to be a fun one because it's got that frame later. So you're going to have to grab it and try to get both parts. More rivets. The hole's there. Here we are, putting in a rivet. We can make frog jokes here, I suppose, but yeah, everybody's heard those. So making sure that we had everything lined up. There's on this particular side, there was 4 horizontals, excuse me, and 2 verticals. Each one was triple layered silicone in the back behind them, just like we did with the fender. So we're hopeful that everything will hold together really well in the future, or at least to suit our purposes. That's that 13.5 inch stripping that we had. They were in 6-foot lengths, so yeah, for every time we cut 2 for the door, we got an extra piece. So we repurposed some of our own stuff, trying to, of course, salvage and save as much of the original trailer as possible. That last front piece of floor and some trimming under the door are all parts of what's to come for this. And the next piece came. Anybody guess what we're going to do as soon as we cut this piece? Oh, that's right. Riveting. Ha! It's like suspense. So we measured out all the pieces, marked them, wrote down what they were so we could put them back in order, and had them pre-cut to be assembled. Made the time go a little bit quicker rather than measuring and then walking in the garage, and measuring and walking in the garage. Just write them all down, cut them all apart, get them done. Somebody once told me we should be wearing gloves because that tin is really sharp. But it's not near as heavy as a ramp door. And I was wearing gloves then. So that's all the way up to the front on the right side of the trailer. Mel painted the tongue. It's green. Sometimes it looks black. It's actually what they call Charleston green. It's almost black. And so sometimes when you look at it, it looks black, and other times it looks like a really, 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 really dark green. So, drilling and riveting some more. But as you can see, it's kind of coming along. We have to fabricate some stuff once in a while, and we try not to cheat too many processes, but we certainly need to maintain a budget for doing a project. Originally, what we were going to spend on this trailer, we spent more than that fixing and repairing it for a lot of it. It hasn't been super bad. I would have hated to have paid what they originally wanted for it and then still had to fix it. Yes, today's tools are sponsored by DeWalt. I know, if you watch enough of the videos, you'll see that we use Milwaukee and DeWalt, and we have all kinds of stuff that's battery operated. We just kind of grab whatever's handy and charged at the time. Here we're rebuilding a kickboard for the door, just something to help seal up the bottom of the door to keep the wind and critters and whatnot out of a little bit of it. We'll do tinning in the bottom of this portion of this part of the door too, so it stays kind of uniform with the rest of it. We made a wooden L bracket just under the frame, so there's actually a backing for that tin that we're putting on there as well. That's what the inside of the fenders look like. Again, you need 69 inches for a queen-size bed. The inside parameters right there are 73. So yeah, a nice piece of plywood or OSB and some middle foot supports. And there's a queen-size bed right out to your patio door and your ramp to go outside if you wanted to make a tiny house out of this. A couple of chairs in the front, you got a side door. Eventually this trailer is going to get a small electrical box, a couple of gangers worth of electrical outlets. That's what it once was. Eventually, yeah, redo the sides and get some insulation going in here, but it's coming along. We redid the floor in the front now. This is what the fender once upon a time looked like, and the old tires, and wow, the beat up door. Oh, the memories. The memories of it all.
Come off.
Yeah.
And be replaced. We got all new tires.
But as you can see, it was in pretty rough shape. But I suppose we got a bargain on it. It just would have been nicer to have had it been a little bit better. You know, we knew we'd have to put a little bit of work into it. You know.
We're gonna replace all this down here.
And the original part of the plan didn't quite go as we'd imagined. We were going to flare out these fenders, but legitimately there was just so much of it gone that the flare would have to have been big, and we were worried about it catching wind and ripping itself apart. Even if we decided we were going to put wood supports on the inside. Well, if we're going to put wood supports on the inside of the well, then we might as well just go ahead and build the fenders. So some 2x12s, some 2x10s, 2x6s, 2x4 reinforcements, all screwed into the new wood floor and brought everything down, and then we bring the edge in. So once upon a time, and to what it looks like now. It's coming along. There's a couple of small things, like I said, we want to put the electrical box in. There used to be a vent on the top of the roof. We're going to put a green sun window. Mel might want to add a few more pieces of reflective tape. Here's Mel putting in a rivet. Well, we have storms coming in for tonight. We're going to bid you to have a good evening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit your social media pages, and we'll see you again soon.